So I'm going to inform you guys on how to make my favorite dessert, especially around the holidays, that I first discovered when my mom brought this dessert home from the hospital that she works at in Vincennes, and they started making it every Tuesdays, and we would follow that schedule. My brother and I would, and she would bring it home to us every Tuesdays. It's so good, and it's traditionally like a holiday dessert, but it's good for like summer barbecues or like potlucks, anything like that. It's amazing. So, this recipe is called strawberry pretzel salad, and it at first originated in the 1963s, like right when Jell-O became popular, and people started mixing fruit with the Jell-O and getting like the fruit cups that you can buy at Walmart, like right around that time. So, for this dessert, you'll have to go to the store and get a couple of things. You'll need the pretzel rods or pretzel sticks, the real thin ones. And then you'll need some baggies. You'll need brown sugar, eggs, butter, strawberry Jell-O, like 2 packs of that, and some fresh strawberries, cream cheese, and Cool Whip. And I usually make it a little different versus like Food Network or all recipes that they use, or the Paula Deen recipe. I usually just make it a little different because I like the taste better because it can get very rich. So I start off by taking the pretzel rods and I put them in a baggie, like a big baggie, and I usually double bag them because sometimes the bags rip. And then I'll take like a meat tenderizer or a rolling pin, or anything like a hammer, anything, a fork, because they're just real thin and it doesn't really matter. So I use that and I crush them up into like pieces. You don't want them to be like, just like break them, honestly, like just like this big around. You don't want them completely crumbled. And then what I do is I take brown sugar, butter, and then regular sugar, and I melt it in a pan so it kind of gets sticky and like real thick consistency. And then I take those crushed pretzels and I put them in like by 9 by 13, and I kind of spray the bottom so they don't stick. And then I crush them and lay them all flat, and then I'll pour that mixture of like the brown sugar, butter, and sugar, and then it'll thick and get hardened, and you bake it at 375 for like 10 to 20 minutes. It kind of just really depends on how fast the pretzels stick together. Once you do, while you're doing that, you can take your saucepan, fill it up with water and boil it, and take your strawberry Jell-Os and boil them and mix them until it dissolves. And then I take that and put it in a bowl, and before I start to boil the Jell-O, so it doesn't harden too quickly, I'll take the fresh strawberries and wash them and cut them up into slices or chunks. You can do chunks. I like the slices because it sets better. And then I'll pour once the Jell-O gets a little cooled down, I'll mix in the strawberries with it and pour that mixture onto the pretzels once I take them out of the oven and kind of let them cool so it's not too hard on the Jell-O. And then I put it in the refrigerator. And then I start on the cream cheese mixture. I take the cream cheese and I put a little more sugar and a little vanilla, and I put it in like a KitchenAid mixer or something that'll really mix that cream cheese and get it to spread easy. And then you're supposed to you can put it in the middle or you can put it underneath the pretzels, but it makes it hard and it's just really hard to set up. So I stick it on top like a layer, like a kind of like a whipped cream topping, or you can actually do the whipped cream. I think the cream cheese brings out the flavor a little more, and it's very rich, so the cream cheese kind of takes away, and it's not adding so much sugar to the mixture because it can get very rich. I prefer it to be served cold. I think it's served better that way. Some people room temperature. I think the Jell-O and the pretzels are better together cold. But like I said, you can do this at any holiday function or birthday. I like it on my birthday. I make it. It's pretty easy to make, and it's always a good hit. Always goes over very well at any of our gatherings or dinners. It's more like, I think it's more Southern food, and it's more like a Southern comfort. And it kind of resembles a cheesecake in a way, with just like, but the crust with the sweet and the salty mixing together, it makes it amazing, and you can't go wrong with this dessert. It's super fast and quick and easy to make, and it sets up, and you can make it the night before, which makes it even better. You don't have to make it the day of. That way, if you're busy or something, you can just make it the night before and take it. It's perfect. I'd recommend it to anyone.